Let's have a session on protectionism. Is protectionism always bad for UK businesses? Now, first thing in the question, always, that's a nonsense word play off that. Of course, the answer is protectionism is not always bad, but it is in some situations. Let's go through them. So yes, it's bad for UK exporters who are more likely to face tariffs in those other countries that they export to. That could lead to higher prices, quantity demand falls, and that's even worse for a business with an elastic PED, a big PED. Also, on top of tariffs, you've got quotas. Quotas might be extended to UK exporters, which means they can sell less into that country that they were exporting to, which will mean lower sales, lower profits. Bad. On the other side, UK importers, they may struggle to find supplies if quotas are put in place from imports into the UK. That could mean that UK importers need to pay higher prices. It might mean their cost of sales increases in their income statements, which will mean their profits for the year will fall. Third thing is protectionism. Well, generally protectionism leads to lower world efficiency, less specialisation, less specialisms, issues for your efficiency, your costs, so therefore it probably means higher prices all round. That's a problem. Number 4, it may also impact labour markets, worker markets. It could mean, because of protectionism being in place, that wages could mean they have to be higher, struggles for recruitment, that could be an issue, for expertise if you've got the right skills for your businesses. Now that's clearly going to be more of an impact if you're thinking about labour intensive industries as opposed to capital intensive industries, and you can play off those points. Well, no, it's not bad. It's not always bad. It's not bad because it might mean less competition in domestic markets. So protect infant industries, those baby industries that you want to look after, perhaps they're industries for the future, and at the moment they can't quite seem to compete on price until they get those economies of scale, or you protect them through protectionism, such as tariffs, such as quotas, or even in extreme situations, embargoes. So it helps smaller UK businesses that struggle against huge multinational corporations, MNCs, who are probably going to have huge economies of scale, which will mean their average cost per unit will be lower, and so they're able to compete better on price. So you protect by putting these things in place. Number 2, maybe it forces foreign businesses to reshore away from the UK, and that would help with the pool of workers issue here, because you might be able to get those workers because they otherwise don't have a role. You might be able to get that expertise, and that might help with those issues that we talked about earlier on. Now, thirdly, if we're thinking about protectionism, well, it might depend more on exchange rates than protectionism. Maybe if you're an exporter, a UK exporter, well, the pound falling, the pound depreciating will be more important to you. Or if you're an UK exporter, then it might be that you want the pound to appreciate, the pound to get stronger, and that's actually more important than protectionism itself. Number 4, governments in the word, plural. Is that 2 governments or 200 governments? So how many governments? And clearly the more governments, the more it exaggerates these impacts. Number 5, is protectionism for the short term or is it for the long term? How long it's going to last and what's the trend of it? That's clearly important in terms of these effects. And number 6, well, the impact really depends for protectionism. Are you an exporter? Are you an importer? And are you a purely domestic, purely UK business where it's likely to have a negligible impact on the business? So super stuff there, helps with that possible question. I'll see you at the next session.